Savannah, good evening to you. This may have been the most important diplomatic meeting yet for President Trump, formally face-to-face for the first time with the leader of the country accused of meddling in our election. And that was topic number one for the U.S., with two different stories tonight on how that discussion went. The world watching to see where this relationship goes next. In front of the cameras, every move scrutinized.
It's an honor to be with you.
Behind closed doors, every word, with President Trump starting talks by pressing President Putin on Russia's interference in our election.
The president opened the meeting with President Putin by raising the concerns of the American people regarding Russian interference in the 2016 election. They had a very robust and lengthy exchange on the subject.
That coming just a day after the president declined to definitively say Moscow did meddle. Both sides acknowledge the issue came up today, but each describes it differently, sharing only what they want to in a diplomatic dance. Russia's foreign minister says President Trump accepted Putin's denial of the election interference, but a Trump administration source tells NBC News that's not accurate. Tillerson, who says Russia asked for proof, calls Moscow's meddling an intractable disagreement.
I think the president at this point, he pressed him and then, felt like at this point, let's talk about how do we go forward.
The Secretary of State, one of just 6 people in the room, both presidents, their top diplomats, and 2 translators, watching as President Trump reached out twice to shake President Putin's hand. Then, as reporters started to leave, Putin leaning over to whisper something. A joke, jabbing the journalists, asking if they're the ones who insulted President Trump. The marathon meeting, set to last roughly 30 minutes, instead stretched to 2 hours and 16 minutes. Not even an appearance by Melania Trump, who later sat next to Putin at dinner, could help wrap things up.
They sent in the First Lady at one point to see if she could get us out of there, and that didn't work either.
Both leaders so engaged, neither one of them wanted to stop, according to Tillerson, who described the positive chemistry. For most of the meeting, the two talked Syria. The U.S. announcing a ceasefire set to start Sunday, framed as the first indication both countries can work together there, though critics point to similar moves in the past that didn't last. On North Korea, stark differences acknowledged by Tillerson, with Moscow just this week refusing to back tougher action against Kim Jong-un, though both the president and Putin agree the rogue regime should not develop nuclear weapons.
President Putin is never going to be your friend. We need to treat him with extreme caution and not read too much into a warm sense in a meeting.
President Trump also today met with the leader of Mexico. And when asked if he still wanted Mexico to pay for that border wall, something the country has said it wouldn't do, President Trump, seated next to President Peña Nieto, responded, absolutely. Savannah?
Hallie Jackson in Hamburg, Germany for us. Let's turn to Michael McFaul. He served as U.S. ambassador to Russia during the Obama administration. Mr. Ambassador, it's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You've been in the room with Putin for a meeting
have.
just like this. Read the tea leaves for us, the body language. I mean, you have a meeting that went on longer than expected, some signs of cooperation. Who's the big winner?
Well, both presidents wanted to have a good meeting. They both said that before, and they came out afterwards, and they both said that they had a good meeting. So for what they wanted to achieve, they both feel like winners. From my point of view, I think Putin's the winner. Because in particular, in the conversation about Russia's interference, their violation of our sovereignty in 2016, it sounds like they kind of agreed to disagree. We can agree to disagree about policies. We can't agree to disagree about facts. And the facts are Russia hacked our elections. There should be pushback to that.
Ambassador Michael McFaul, thank you for being here. Good to have your perspective.
Great to be here.
Appreciate it.